Are you hearing? Oh, you don't have your headphones on.
Oh.
I'm hearing.
Oh, all right. I thought it was only hearing out of one ear.
I am hearing you loud and clear.
You're hearing me loud and clear?
No, I turned you off, but you can hear the music.
Where do I? Is mine on?
No, the mic's not on.
I was like, hello.
It's switched down over there on the board, so.
Yeah, the control for the mic is here. I'll control it.
You can, if you need to tip, there you go. Is that the forecast?
It is.
Oh, great song.
We'll just add that in there too.
I have my musical instruments.
It's trying to type. It's like,
And Jason left his mask.
No, you already did it.
No, I'm not doing the bit. I'm just
okay.
gonna wear the mask for a little bit.
Why?
Because it's Friday the 13th.
He's it's been canceled because of the virus.
yes, it has.
Well, he left me his mask, so I could carry on.
No, it's canceled. The virus.
Everything's canceled.
No.
Except for us. See, we're the only entertainment choice tonight.
Well, when I came in, he went like this. I was like, oh.
I actually have a sore hand,
Do
so
you?
I haven't been able to shake.
I did see that
That's
on
what you
You saw the
Facebook.
thing where it's
You
like
wear it.
handshake, 100% passing of the virus.
Yeah,
Fist bump
bump.
is 50%.
Yeah.
And then the 100% is the middle finger.
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
not passing.
I was at an event earlier in the week and people were bumping elbows.
Bumping elbows.
Yeah. And then somebody showed me
The foot.
if you
foot tap.
tap your foot,
Well,
right
Oh.
feet.
We'll do that.
There you go.
The foot
kind
tap.
of plain
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Mark showed me that, Mark Barsakini.
Oh.
He's not until July. We're doing Christmas in July.
Yeah, we decided July 24th.
I messaged him, but he never got back to me, so. I don't know.
So we may not be doing him July 24th.
It depends.
It depends.
Depends on if he's seen the message. So you have your anniversary, that's your anniversary celebration next weekend, right?
Yes,
So,
12 years.
12 years. Nice.
Yeah, it feels much longer.
Feels much longer.
That's what she said. We can do those on the, so yeah, feel free to
Can I say
fling those
Can
out
I
there.
say titty or titty show? No.
I think that's.
Can I say
I think
Let's
that's.
say- I think you could say boobies.
I can
We can say boobies.
boobs and boobies.
Yeah.
What if I say ass?
You could say ass, but not asshole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I brought the wrong one.
You can say,
I'm just making sure.
you can say penis, but you can't say dick.
Got it.
Yeah, you can use medical terms.
Right.
So, yeah, like you could say breastises.
Yeah.
Breastises.
We are going to be twirling our breastises next weekend,
Breastises will be twirled.
one at a time. Yeah. What are you planning on talking
I don't know. But, you know, when I MC,
Damn, I can't use that word.
When I MC a show, I like to remind the audience, even though it's a really classy venue and everyone's dressed up for the night and they're drinking champagne, I just like to remind them, hey, we're here for a good old-fashioned titty show.
We're here for a good old fashion
Booby show.
A breastises display.
I can't even get that out.
Display of
Breastises.
memories.
Well, much of our show is just spontaneous.
Yeah. Much 99.9.
We do have a couple of regular bits that we do. And
We'll just follow.
We'll try to include you on those if you want.
We'll just follow. We'll just follow. Where's the camera?
So
Right
Oh,
here.
there it is.
So if you want to scoot a little this way,
That's not. That's nothing.
I was
Where's
in.
my hazmat suit? Where's the
Yeah.
hazmat suit?
I know, that's
Hey,
nothing.
we should have. Yeah, maybe we should do that next time.
Come in with
Get
hazmat suits?
suits.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. We should. We were. I saw a bunch of them. I was like gonna put pasties on them.
There you
Just
go.
have like a mask and a.
There you go. That would be hilarious.
I was at a meeting the other day, and it was really hot in the room, and I started coughing. I never really coughed much.
Yeah.
I just had something in my chest, and if it was a normal situation, I could have just coughed it up. And
I know that you're like. Oh,
but I'm like trying to,
Yeah.
and then I'm thinking, oh God, they're gonna kick me out of the room. Everybody's gonna panic. And,
You're
I
gonna
was
get
like,
out.
"Wire."
They're gonna call.
no, everybody's gonna leave, and then just shut the door on me.
And say you're
lock me in
quarantined
there,
for 14 days. We'll see you later. We'll come and get you in 14
It was
days.
at the city parks admin building, and two people from the governor's office were there.
Oh, God. Right.
I was sitting right next to them.
So they went back to pull us. Okay, we gotta do a state of emergency.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's why he announced.
Yeah, right after you.
Because I was coughing in the meeting.
Yeah, there's some guy here, Governor. We're gonna have to do this emergency.
Yeah. I could see him getting real nervous.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I stopped saying God bless you when people sneeze. Now I say get out.
Get out.
Go.
Leave.
Corona.
Get away from me, Satan.
Gosh.
Get out.
It's
Get
been
out.
It's been a week, just every day, like something is
I
happening
know.
or something's closing.
Hey, I'm glad we all showed up with the green. You
Yeah.
guys went all out with your outfits. Which,
We're burlesque.
yeah, I mean you.
And we kind of just winged.
Well, you're a little disappointing there with your pale green.
Well, I saw the
Here,
message
take
where it
this
said
pen.
Fluorescent green.
wear a
See?
costume, and I was thinking
Okay,
maybe
green.
what I normally wear.
Kelly green.
I guess it's a costume.
Well, at first he said costume, and then he said
Yeah.
green, and I was like,
I don't have a lot of green, but
"This is I don't know what happened to all my."
this is mine from the Wizard of Oz we did.
Oh,
I was doing the munchkin.
Were you an Irish
last
Wizard of
year.
Oz?
And, there's a lot of colors.
Yeah, that was a fun one. You all missed a good one on that.
So the pictures I shared of you were from Artini 2 years ago. I don't think you danced last year.
I was in
We did a
New
group
Orleans.
number. No, our team.
Oh, we
We
did.
did a group number.
We
right?
did. One of them. Oh, I was best of. I was gone.
Yeah. So,
So
our
our
team
team, we
last
did a
year we
group
did
number.
a group number based on Chicago, right? Yeah. The
I came
Oh,
out
so
So there was
like,
I
like
remember
8
that.
of us.
Yeah.
but I
I
came
think
like 30 seconds at the end or
Yeah,
a
you just at
minute.
the very end.
I just
Okay.
come out at the end.
it is really hard to get pictures of you guys in that venue.
Oh,
It is
yeah, that-
unreal.
Because it's
Yes.
so dark
Crowded
and
and
you're moving
rain and
around and
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it was funny the one last year. Who's the gal who's the math teacher?
Oh, Bella Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. she's
I was
Professor,
in
she'll
the
correct
back.
you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was in the back corner
I meant
with my had my camera on her, and she like
PhD.
she went right up to my camera and she took off something, and the camera didn't catch up with her. So like,
It's
we're
like
blurry,
close.
you know. It's like, damn it, you know. So wait, could you do that again a little slower? And
Yeah. Yeah, we all wish.
So that was 2 years ago, Artini, you were there?
Well, it was there.
He was there last year.
Yeah, there's only 1 year that I missed,
Okay.
and I think that was 3 years ago.
Okay.
It's just the Artini's insane. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
can't even move. I mean, we have like
Yeah,
this
I
much.
think it was.
they should put you guys in the gold room.
We've told them that,
Yeah.
or we said get like
Or the main
A stage.
ballroom.
get a lifted stage.
Oh yeah, even the ballroom.
Yeah.
Would probably be a
like
little bit
just a
better.
foot up on the stage. Make
So
sure
people
can
can't
spread out,
see,
yeah.
and people are like,
Otherwise people can't
it's-
see anything.
it's fun to watch. Like they push people
Are we
out of
on?
the way.
We're doing the top of the hour. We'll be
Top
on
of the
shore.
hour.
Oh, are we? Oh, we're there.
Don't be scared. It's just us and the 10 million people that are listening.
We're big in Japan.
I was on Playboy Radio. I could do this.
There you go.
Ooh, wow. Man, we got a lot of work to do.
It must be a step up from here.
It is.
Yeah, right. Hugh Hefner, the Gnarly Dudes.
I don't think that he was the DJ, was he?
No, it was a woman.
We'll
I didn't know
have you
Playboy
compare.
Is it on satellite, Playboy, or where are they?
It was
Or is it
actually
internet?
this is a nicer place than what. was
Wow!
Playboy.
Don't tell
Playboy
all
does
that.
radio.
It was in like ghetto warehouse area.
Yeah, I think
It was
It's
Something
like, seriously, there was like shock fence when you walk in. Graffiti everywhere.
Well, then you can compare notes and then write a review for us.
I can. I can.
Facilities were a step up from Playboy Radio. The hosts were a step down.
I did.
3 stars.
Especially that host Tim. All right, I keep getting tangled up in our wires again. Oh, and I pulled this thing off.
So
Just join us.
you guys go by Tim and
Mike.
Mike. Okay.
Or Hey You.
Or Mr. Gnarly.
Mr. Gnarly. Yeah.
Which one's Mr. Gnarly?
Everything is
I
canceled.
love this song. Yeah, that's right.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, you want yeah? Which
Yeah.
number are you?
I can hear.
Good luck. We all are counting on you. This is the Gnarly Dudes on Gnarly 101.3 FM. Streaming live on the Gnarly Dudes Facebook page also.
Yes, and we are your only entertainment choice tonight. So all
Yeah.
sporting events are canceled. All other events involving more than 5 people are canceled.
That's
No.
why we had to limit our studio audience to 250 this time.
That's right. Yeah.
Normally
And
we have 500, 5,000.
You've already binge watched everything on Netflix that's any good. So we're it.
We're in it.
But it's so great because we have 2 excellent people here from Peaks and Pasties. We
Yes.
have Miss Bunny Bee
Hello.
and we have Mr. Romeo.
That's right, Romeo Uncaged.
Romeo
Last
Uncaged.
name in there too.
So my first question for the both of you are those your Christian given names?
I am trademarked and copyrighted, so pretty close.
So if anybody tries to,
If anybody tries to steal Bunny Bee, they're in trouble.
yeah,
so-
watch out
Yeah.
because she's really tough.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish mine was my real name, but it's not.
Well, you can change it, right? You can go to the courthouse. And,
I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. and
Or you
she-
could trademark it and
I
copyright.
could do that as well.
All right. Yeah. Tim, are you okay over there? You're fiddling with a lot of knobs.
I am fiddling with knobs. You're just over there basking in the glory of everything.
Hey, well,
Yes.
you
Some
know,
of us have to
you
work.
realize that I strategically sat across from Bunny here so that I would, could take in the view. So, I don't know why I'm looking at you right now, so I should be looking at her.
Yeah, I mean,
Wave to
you're
everybody out
dissing
there.
him over here.
Yeah. You get Romeo.
Hey.
Romeo, you look great.
You do
look
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
feel
I wish
good.
I could look that good.
Yeah.
Here comes El Guapo. You're.
We're now in
So-
trouble because El Guapo's in the
Uh-oh.
studio.
What's happening? Something's wrong with somebody's mic, and El Guapo's trying to desperately fix it. So we're good now.
We're good now?
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
All
All right.
Yay.
Okay. That was a interruption that just kind of threw off my train of thought there. So.
Okay.
El Guapo. That
You were
reminds me
staring
of
at Bunny Bee.
like a stripper name or like a
Oh,
performer
yeah.
name, right? El Guapo.
Yeah.
El Guapo.
It's El Guapo.
El Guapo means
The boss.
The
The boss.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Huh.
he has a a plethora of pinatas. But we're glad that you guys went all
Ladies
out
and
with your
Yeah.
outfits for St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day happening next week. Unfortunately, many parades have been canceled, but we can have our own parade right here in the studio tonight. So
Yeah.
What, walk around the desk
sure,
here?
yeah. And Tim will be the Grand Master of the parade, and
And you can bring up the rear.
that's all right. You know, I'm used to doing that.
We decorated a float for a week, a full week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was gonna be
So
amazing.
we're a bit disappointed right now.
Oh,
So we're
Got
pretty
canceled.
sad.
Should have
Yeah.
pulled it up to the studio tonight.
I know.
Yeah.
Should have.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
You could have ran out to the float.
It's
just
stood
an
up, waved at
amazing
people
float.
walk.
Yeah. Oh,
But
man.
we're just gonna store it for next year, I guess.
Okay. Who's gonna store it?
Well, I have a great friend somewhere.
A great friend somewhere. So in other words, you're begging for a great friend.
Anywhere.
If anybody has a storage unit available for Bunny's float,
Yes, please let me know.
she may give you some tickets to an upcoming show in exchange.
Yeah.
Not that I want to put you on spot.
Yeah.
No, you know, I can definitely do that.
Okay. All
I
right.
have that kind of power.
She has the connections.
That sounds like an awesome deal. So,
Yeah.
Tim, do you have a storage space?
I'm gonna find a storage space. If I have to rent the damn storage space myself.
See what happens. Just
Yeah.
network.
See how nice people are to
Yeah.
both of you. And so you have a special event coming up next weekend. That's
We do.
one of the reasons that we're having you on the show to help promote that.
Yeah.
Well, first we
To-
should say we should have them explain what Peaks and Pasties is. 'Cause
Oh, I
some
already know.
Some individuals may not.
You want to do that, Romeo? You want to
Yeah.
explain?
So Peaks and Pasties is basically a burlesque troupe. We are a large group of performers that perform burlesque
Not a
style.
group of large performers. a
No,
large
well
group
we
of
have performers of all sizes.
And
but
that's one
I
of the
meant
cool things
more-
about Peaks and Pasties
Yes.
is that you celebrate all body
We
types,
celebrate all body types.
including
Yeah.
Tim's.
All ages, including Tim. If Tim wants to learn, I will teach him personally.
All right, you know what?
Oh, I'm ready to learn this.
Tim secretly told me that he wants to learn how to pole dance.
Oh.
So
Oh, we have somebody that can teach that.
There you go.
We have a couple pole dancers
Yeah.
in our troupe. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would pay to see that show.
I'm sure you would.
I would make sure you pay. 'Cause you are not getting free
I would
tickets.
invite everybody that I know.
You are not getting free tickets to that show.
I will tell you this, I have taken some pole dancing classes and it is
It's-
way
it's harder than you
it
think.
looks.
Yeah, it's way harder than people think.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, you're strong. You can hang upside down, but yeah, not on a pole.
It's a technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way more than people
Yeah.
assume. They just think you
Oh,
get up there
yeah.
and swirl around and.
Yeah.
No, that's hard work. That's hard work.
Yeah.
We just swing. That's how we do it.
What is the biggest? I mean, I know there's a lot of differences, and a lot of people kind of have, I think, a negative thought of what burlesque is. So, what is the difference between burlesque and just stripping? A stripper at a strip club, male or female?
That is, the $1 million question. And everybody will debate that different ways. Not only am I part of Peaks and Pasties, I also am on the board of the Burlesque Hall of Fame in Las Vegas. So it's a question that we get.
Road trip.
Oh, we're going to have a 3-hour show tonight.
Yeah.
I don't want you to take 3 hours. We got a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about. There's a lot you don't know about me.
All right.
But
4-hour show?
Yeah, 4-hour show. But really what it is, you know what, there's not a difference other than the theatrics and the costuming. We're all strippers. Burlesque started, the term was a parody. There was comedy involved in it, but it was stripping. It was just that they had different rules and laws back then, and they had to wear pasties, and they had to wear, certain type of underwear or lingerie or garments to cover. So that's what we represent, is what people would know as the old school of stripping, which is called burlesque.
See, that's
It's
what I
still-
think of, still like
it's
the
still
20s
stripping,
or
yeah.
the Wild Wild West.
Right.
Yeah, so-
And that's it. It came over to the United States. It was already in Europe for many, many years. It came over around 1880 in New York, and they started doing vaudevillian shows and putting comedy with stripping, comedy and burlesque.
Hey,
and you
comedy
saw
and
that.
stripping, that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
now.
that's exactly. Yes.
You're stripping tonight, Mike?
Yeah, Mike, did you bring your pasties? We'll
I
get
had my
you some
bowl is in my
pasties.
car.
Yeah, likely it's
Yeah, so that it, and then in the 30s, 40s, 50s, it was strong, and then TV came around, right? And then so people didn't go to see shows anymore. They could see whatever they wanted to see on TV. So it kind of ended it. So then a revival came to bring that back in the 90s. And that's what we're part of. Of course, we haven't been doing it that long, but there are performers that started in the 90s to bring burlesque back.
We call that neo burlesque now.
Yeah, so that's what you'll see today. You'll see classic burlesque, which is, absolutely beautiful with just gloves and gowns and, these girls back
Feather
in the day.
boas. I'm all about the feather boas.
Oh, the feather boas, feather fans. I mean, that is what they call classic burlesque. Neo burlesque is basically any song, you could do any theatrics to it.
So today's burlesque would be more about the entertainment, the longevity
what we
of
call
the
the art, the art of it.
well, the
theatrics.
longevity of taking the clothes off, as opposed to you're running down a strip club and the girls,
Right.
how fast can she get the clothes off?
Right.
Yours is more an extended period for the art of it.
Yeah,
Correct.
I like to describe it as because I've done both. I've stripped in a strip club and I've done burlesque. But when I'm doing burlesque, I'm putting on a performance. I'm putting on an art piece that I've choreographed, and I'm trying to put a message out there with it. When I'm stripping, I'm just selling a fantasy, just there. You're really not stripping anything. You're just dancing and attempting to make money.
And that's what they did, back in the day when that was stripping, was burlesque. A girl could be on stage for 29 minutes, and take one glove off in 13 of those minutes. So, that was the art of the tease. And then, there were those that would use mockery and parody and comedy in their acts, and they would have skits and take off their gloves. So it became very theatrical. So we kind of took that, back in the 90s, that theatrics aspect of it with modern music. And that's why they call it neo burlesque. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, to be
Yeah.
cheesy, and because we are cheesy,
I'm not cheesy.
Yes, you are.
Speak for yourself.
we'll start the show off with Adamant and Strip
All right.
on the Gnarly Dudes on Gnarly 101.3.
I gotta get rid of this plug.
I can't hear anything.
Which
You don't hear music right now?
which is headphones are.
You don't hear music in
That's me.
Here, put
when we're talking, I don't hear it in the headphones.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
Okay. No, I didn't know.
I was gonna play with the volume, see if I can get your volume up.
Is it plugged in?
I hear the music.
That's me.
When
That's
we're
me.
when we're
That's you.
talking, I don't hear anything in the headphones. But I don't think it really matters.
I think you're unplugged.
I'm looking. I'm like, am I plugged in?
All right. Let me see.
Oh, I am unplugged.
Somebody is unplugged. Okay.
Do you want to grab that?
Romeo's number 2.
That's fun.
I'm one.
You're 1. Number 2.
Let me turn her down before you put it in, because the blaster here is out.
Oh, now there it is.
There we go.
Too loud, too soft?
That's great.
I don't know where this plug came from. It's
Let's see.
we're gonna get accused of messing up all the equipment now.
What?
We're gonna get accused of messing up all the equipment.
We get accused every
Yeah.
Saturday.
So we may as
Messing
well-
up the
We
equipment.
may as well do it.
Yeah, you might as well just do it.
God, those fucking suspenders.
Oh, we haven't invited anybody to a watch party, have we?
That's your job.
All right, I keep forgetting how to
I
do
gotta
it.
share it.
We give you one job to share the watch party. That's all we give you.
Let's see. Gnarly Dudes is live now.
Yes, we are.
And we post the video on YouTube, so we'll send you that as well. Hey, we have some comments.
Yay.
Hey, Jimmy Gomez wants you to do burlesque.
That's one of our guys. That's one of our performers. He's also kind of. He thinks he's famous here in town. He's the dancing stormtrooper that went viral because he dances for one of the tax companies.
So Robin says hi. All right, share. Here we go. See, now it's working properly. Last week it was
I'm
It's
sharing
you.
better pages.
start. No, it was. I had completely different screens. There we go. All right. How's the camera angle looking there, Mr. Tim?
If possible, it would be better if you could move it more center.
You want me to do that?
But you'd have to
Have to what?
go around him and.
Well, we can do that. You know,
Okay.
as long as we have enough time on the.
Well, we're going into the next song. We'll do the first Irish song and then, or Irish group. Not Irish song, Irish group.
All right, let me slide past you there.
I know, you come in the studios, make you move and do all this work.
You guys are tight in here.
Yeah. That's the one downside. It is a tight studio.
All right, so you want it over here? More like we had it for Dana.
Hey, my girlfriend just texted me and said she can hear us talking right now.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're on
okay.
Facebook.
Oh, okay.
You're on Facebook. The mics are off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So be careful what you say because Facebook's going to pick it up. Just as.
Towards the door?
No. That door.
That door?
Yeah. Towards the Go-Go's.
Those are our directions. Away from the Go-Go's or towards the
Yeah, away
Go-Go's?
from the Go-Go's and towards the Go-Go's. I think you're good there.
Yeah? All
I
right.
think so. No, you're not.
See more than the back of my head.
What?
Gene,
What happened?
move just the whole thing, just the base. Yeah, or there you go. You know there's a delay, so you gotta.
Mhm.
I like how there's a delay.
Yeah,
It's like I was
You
doing
like-
them
you like that?
3 minutes.
there you go.
Is that good? All right.
Yeah, if they're watching us on Facebook, they can hear everything we say in here. That's why we have the music off because
Gotcha.
Facebook would kill the feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't cuss somebody out that you're gonna have to see tomorrow
Right.
and explain. Or a boss or
Yeah.
something.
All right. Well, my boss is here, so.
Oh well, okay then. Well, don't cuss out. Well,
Yeah, I'll try not to.
So you getting paid overtime to come for this, or
No, actually, I'm
No?
not. Yeah.
Oh come
I
on.
know,
Are you
right?
union?
No, maybe that's the problem. We need to unionize.
Oh, we need to unite.
You don't have a choice in the matter. You're in
She's not
charge.
coming back on the show now because we're giving.
Yeah, it's over.
Damn, you're trying to unionize my guy.
I'm staging a walkout.
Who drove?
We both drove, so yeah.
Okay.
Can't hold me hostage.
You're coming with me.
So what's everybody going to do tomorrow that the parade is canceled?
We're gonna go downtown and party.
All right.
We're gonna get drunk regardless.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
walk
one
down
way
the
or
street
another.
anywhere?
Just some green beer is gonna get drunk.
Yeah.
Um,
We are so sad. I am probably
yeah.
one of the
We,
saddest.
we printed so many flyers for next week's shows that we were gonna hand out at the parade.
So we were like, we'll just
what
go
are we gonna do with them? We're
downtown.
just gonna go downtown and
Yeah.
paper the place.
Walk up and down the street
Yeah.
handing out flyers.
Yeah. have our own little tour.
Well, how come you waited so late to cancel it? I mean, Denver canceled theirs earlier in the week.
I think
yeah,
they
like
probably
on
felt
Monday.
pressure from Denver doing it, and then
Probably.
they, thought, I'm more upset they canceled the 5K race that I had signed up for, and I'm wondering if
And I'm more
they're
upset.
going to refund my
Well, now,
$30.
if you do the race now, you'll win.
That's true. I'll show up.
Just go
I'll show
ride.
up.
Do you know the route of the race? Did
I
they
do.
So,
Right
winner of the
there.
wins category, winner of the wins category. And you can just take your sweet time.
Yeah.
No hurry.
Definitely a way to put a positive spin on it.
We're
They have
all
people
about,
there to videotape you coming across
Yeah.
the line and say, "Yeah, I won."
yeah.
And me too.
Yeah, we can have somebody pull your float.
There you go.
Yeah.
That I have. And he would, because it's in his shop. He has to get it out of his shop.
Oh. So can you tell us what the overall look of the float was?
There was a giant inflatable beer in the middle of it.
Did you guys get the giant boobs on it that I asked for?
They're not that big.
Oh, okay.
No. We were trying
I
to be
wanted giant
discreet
boobs with tassels on them.
because it's a kid-friendly
Oh
event.
yeah, they
Yeah.
did tell us it had to be PG. So.
Yes.
Okay.
But so
Well,
it
with
had
the tassel on it, isn't
background
that
of
PG?
grass, There was a
You're
waterfall
pushing
of
13 at that
coins.
point.
A waterfall of coins.
a big hat that I was sitting on.
Yeah.
And how many people would have been on the float?
Oh, not whoever. Can they hear me? Whoever helped was going to be on the float.
No,
If
we're
you
not live on the
didn't, I know he knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm joking. They could read my lips.
I would say as many as we could fit, but.
No, Felicia and Ellie and I were like, if they help, they get on the float. If not, they're on the ground.
They're walking.
No,
All right, mic's going up.
oh.
The Water Boys.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
moon.
I thought you were saying gnarly dudes. We're not the water boys.
No, we're not the Water Boys. We are the Gnarly Dudes. The Water Boys out of Ireland. One of a couple of Irish bands will be playing tonight in honor of St. Pat's Day next
St.
week.
Patrick's Day. You know, the thing I miss most about St. Patrick's Day is my mother's Irish soda bread. So if anybody out there can make Irish soda bread for me,
I don't even know what it is.
I don't
be
know
your
what that
friend.
is either.
I don't either.
So, three of us have no clue what you're talking about.
you're not truly Irish then.
Never said I was.
I am not.
Never claimed to be.
Disqualified. So,
I'm Italian. We could talk about that later.
are there any
Can you
red?
cook? Just gotta make sure.
Stupid question.
Hey, there's some Italians you can't
Did you
cook.
see the eye?
Some Italians you can't cook.
That's bad. Yeah.
So if there are any Irish folks out there who could make some soda bread for me, I'll be over tomorrow.
I'm gonna go to her house for the Italian food, sorry. Pasta, I gotta have some
I
pasta.
don't know what you're missing out on.
He's gonna learn to twirl. He's gonna eat
Pole dance.
pasta.
Do you have a pole in your living room for him to practice on?
So how much practice do you do? How much practice do you really do every week?
So for the shows at the Gold Room, which is known as the Champagne Cabaret, we do a lot of themed shows. Some that we've done are Cats the Musical, Dracula, Wizard of the Oz. So we put in rehearsal every week for about 4 to 6 weeks before the show. So if they cross over, then you just keep figuring that out of what we're doing. We have approximately 180 members. Probably
Wow.
active members are probably, what do you think?
Maybe 80.
Probably 80 active members. So, we try to pull different people in for, the show so we don't cross with so much
We
time
run,
of
we run
rehearsal.
shows. Right now we're going probably once every other week or so, but we did at one time run shows every week, which
Yes.
meant there was a lot of crossover for rehearsals and a lot of
Yes.
shows. So we had to assign different producers to different shows, and it's up to them to determine how many times they want to rehearse with the cast. For the most part, a burlesque act is practiced by the performer on their own, and then they come and they bring the finished product to us, and we watch it, and then we give them some critiques, and they fix some things, and then we put them in the show.
Yeah, we call those our peer reviews.
Yeah.
And they're constructive peer reviews, so it's just to make you better.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not judging you.
So like Tim is always telling me that I suck, so that would not.
That
be
is constructive.
Yeah. No, we
That's
don't put
constructive
those
reviewing.
types of words. A lot of the performers will tell you that the peer review is much more nerve-wracking than actually performing in front of 100 people.
And it
Yeah.
is.
Because there's 5 of us sitting at a table, kind of America's Got Talent style, you know, with notepads and telling you what.
So what are the things you were looking for when you're doing a peer review?
We're looking for choreography that flows nicely. We're looking for eye contact. Are they looking? Are they engaging us in the audience? You know,
Face, you know, smiling, not smiling, looking up, looking
some
down.
of the no's are like, we don't want you to lip sync the song you're performing to unless you're intentionally doing it, like in a drag style format. But that seems to be one of the most common things that people do. Is
no interruptions in the
subconscious
twirling.
lip sync.
Tassels.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
You gotta
Some
have a good
people-
flow, right?
It is an art to actually twirl pieces.
Oh, that's another thing that's much harder than it looks.
It's much harder than it looks. So we'll next time I'll
That's
bring
what
a
she
pair
said.
for both of you.
So we got
and-
time to work on our twirls.
You don't want to
I'm not
miss that.
practicing with you, so.
Well, I'm not practicing with you either.
Well, and we also have to look at how do they take off their clothes, because there is an art to taking off clothes.
Right, you don't want to just sit down and take your shoe off.
Yeah, and you don't want the clothing to look like you bought it off of Amazon.
No.
Right? We're showgirls, you know, bling, and I mean, if you can tell here, there's bling just on my jacket. You know, we've got to be a showgirl and shine, and
Right.
you know, it has to be a lot. It's kind of
For
what we
3
say.
minutes, you're the center of the attention in the entire room, so you want everything to shine and glow in your face and everything.
And who makes the outfits? Do the performers make their own outfits?
They make their own outfits. Sometimes if we have group acts, you know, we'll all get together and do that together. But yep, everybody, and we have basically to become a performer, you have to take our 6-week workshop, and you have to learn all of this. So you have to learn about the history, you have to learn about costuming, you have to learn about, just because you're a dancer, this is way different than if you've been trained, you know, in ballet or jazz or whatever it may be. That it's way different. And how do you take off clothes? And how do you make it
look
how do you make it look sexy, and how do you make it, you know, like just with a click and things are popping off? So, you know, there's an art to costuming
there's
as
lots
well.
of creativity that go into that.
Yeah.
So then when Tim goes through the course, he can do our costuming. Because we ran into a snag. We have a costume project that we're working on, and we lost our costume manager. So if anybody
You
can
guys
lend a
need
hand.
like tearaway pants? Is that what you're talking about? It's not that kind of show.
Let me tell you,
We would
you want
lose
more
listenership.
viewers, get tearaway pants, alright?
But that would only work for the stream on Facebook. It wouldn't work for the listeners on radio.
Oh, they could just imagine.
Yes, they could.
We can share more details with you when we play a song. But one of the questions I have, seeing that I'm an entrepreneur type, and we are always looking at creative ways to promote the show, I'm thinking Gnarly Dudes pasties. You know what?
Oh.
Faces. You know, our faces. Want
You want your faces
See, you
on
see that
people's
look?
boobs?
You see that look that he gives me? Every time I come up with something, he gives me that look.
I think it's a great. I think it's a great idea. I really do. But I'm just trying to picture you present this to one of the ladies who are doing it, and they're looking, going, oh my God, I gotta have this face on my, you know what? My breasties? I gotta have this face?
Breasted.
Hell no.
So the question is, whose face would you be looking at during the performance? Yours or mine?
I think they want to bring people in. They don't want people to leave because of the ugly face on the pasties.
Well, you know, if
I
we're
was just distracted by that ugly face. I can't go back.
if we're dressed like Wayne and Garth, you know,
Yeah.
that'd probably help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if the performer is good, they won't see your face.
There you go.
All right,
Too
good
much.
deal.
There you go.
It'll be just a big blur.
Yes, it'll be a big blur.
All right, well, let's start working on that.
All right.
Gnarly Dudes Pasties.
Sound good?
It'll be a worldwide smash.
That's right.
And these two are gonna, you know, make us famous.
Yeah.
by putting your faces on boobs.
I've always wanted
is
my
a
face
great
on boobs.
Well, I'd rather have it there than on somebody's rear. So,
Well,
you
you
know,
haven't seen his act.
We have those. Can we tell you what those are called?
sure.
What are they called?
Assholes. That's assholes. ASSEL.
I was gonna say
Just to
real quick.
clarify.
Tim had an FCC alarm go off.
Yeah.
No, that's legal.
We do. We put those on our butt cheeks.
Yes, and we twirl them on our derriere.
Okay, so my face goes on the pasties, and Tim's face goes on the assholes.
There you
All
go.
right.
I'm glad this is radio because they can't see this right now.
I don't think we finished telling everybody about
No.
the event next weekend.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Because Tim interrupted us as he always does. See how I get treated here?
Yes. So next weekend we'll be celebrating 12 years,
12.
which is really amazing. When we first started, not everybody was so accepting. Like 99% of everyone was not accepting.
I can't imagine that in this town.
And now we're on a radio station, you know. But next weekend, Friday and Saturday, we have special guests coming in. We have Ginger Valentine from Texas. She toured with Dita Von Teese. If you don't know who that is, please look her up.
Look her up.
And
On the
because
interwebs.
yes, she's very famous.
Yes.
And Friday we're doing that at the Zodiac downtown off of Pueblo. I believe it's Pueblo
Yep.
Avenue.
Yeah.
And then Saturday night we're at the Champagne Cabaret at the Gold Room
Colton.
downtown. That's right next door to the Mining Exchange. And you need to come out. This is when what we call our OGs come to town. And the founders of Peaks and Pasties, Lola Spitfire.
I met Lola many years ago. I think it was when the troupe just was getting started.
Yes. She started it. Her along with Ruby Sparkle. They were in the back of their yard, one of their yards, drinking PBR, and came up with the idea that we are going to start a troupe.
Another
A
great
burlesque.
idea brought about by PBR.
From PBR, yes. So, but all of these original girls, as we call them, for the most part, those that can make it now, because flying is a bit, of a problem. But the majority of them are coming, and you will see us all on stage.
Nice.
So this is the time that you come and you celebrate with us, and you see all of those originals that started it. So
Excellent. And how can people get tickets?
they can go to peaksandpasties.com, or they can go to Champagne, and it's Champagne dash, whatever you want to call it, cabaret.com.
Awesome.
What's the difference between champagne cabaret shows and non-champagne cabaret shows?
Well, so with the Champagne Cabaret, we wanted to kind of take burlesque, neo-burlesque, and fuse it with theater so that it feels like you're going to a play, but essentially you're going to see all of the actors naked by the end of the play.
Somebody calling in? Or...
No, that's the phone out in the
That was the
lobby.
fun. Sorry.
Yes.
We're not available.
So we wanted to create a classy environment inside of what we call a cabaret, where people can get dressed up for the weekend and come out to a show and actually see something that is burlesque, but is maybe a little more theater based, just so that it flows from start to finish. Whereas a typical burlesque show would be an MC gets on the mic and introduces each act, and all the acts are different and
But
different
it's just-
styles
it's
of
just
music, not
burlesque.
really themed, but it's just burlesque. So we've tried to add some themes to it and, put on a show that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we did, just to give an example, which I was trying to explain earlier, but we did Wizard of Oz. So we created the entire gold room into, by decorating it into, the Oz.
The Emerald City.
The Emerald City, thank you. And with the Oz, and we, had all the characters, and we do a skit. We all have microphones, so it's like you're coming to watch a play or a musical, and then we strip.
Yeah, and then we change all the characters' names to like dirty words, and it's
Yeah.
raunchy and it's fun and it's classy at the same time.
It's right, and people love it. I mean, it's there's humor, definitely a lot of comedy in it. It's sexy, it's funny. It's a great opportunity with people with birthdays or, bachelorette parties. We've had people come and celebrate divorces.
Yeah, that seems to be more popular.
Yeah, that
lately,
seems to
the-
be
the
more
divorce
popular
parties.
lately.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's in the air. But that's okay. We don't mind. We will celebrate anything with you. So
Sure.
you could purchase a special package and be right up front
Nice.
to watch it. Yeah.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Should
So-
we do some music?
Sure. We just want to encourage everybody to go out there next
Yes.
weekend. So,
Please.
okay.
Yeah.
What are we gonna hear?
Boomtown Rats.
Boomtown Rats.
Part of our, yeah.
Group. So
2 from the Boomtown Rats.
2 from the Boomtown Rats. Boom away.
I feel like my head is so small. They're like, I'm like,
Somebody else had that problem. Was it Dana?
Yeah.
Dana, the headphones would be for
I know, I'm like talking and I can feel them just like going down and I'm like,
It's your hair. It's like...
Well, when that was happening to Tim, when he was wearing his Garth wig, I offered to staple him to his head.
you didn't think that was a good idea.
No.
Yeah,
No.
he'd take me up on that offer. So we want to do a version of carpool karaoke called Gnarly Dudes.
Oh, fun.
And one of the songs we want to do is Diva Whip It. So if you watch the video, they're wearing those red hats.
That's,
And they have black turtlenecks with the sleeves cut off. So I just got 2 black turtlenecks, and I asked a friend of mine to take the sleeves off for us. So, I mean, we could just cut them off, but then we probably won't be able to wear them too many times
Right.
after that.
Like, I really was going to wear them any time.
You're gonna wear them to the burlesque show. So,
yeah.
yeah. So
No, I don't think
she
so.
she said she couldn't do it because she's been too busy with all this crazy stuff going on. So
Oh.
so now we have to find another person.
I just say
Help
just
us.
cut them. Use
Or
it
if
for a
we get
ball
one of
weekend.
those little stitch remover things. We could.
Yeah,
you know,
you could do that.
do that.
There is seriously a YouTube video will teach you how to do everything.
Yes, there is.
Video on it.
Yeah.
I'm serious on everything.
There is.
I mean, that's how a lot of us have learned to costume or to, how do you make tearaway pants? There is a video.
I have a funny story. So I took a pair of pants to a seamstress once. She was an Asian lady. And I was trying to explain to her what I wanted. And she was more concerned with the why. And, she told me, why do you take your pants off so fast? Why are you in such a hurry? Girls don't like that. Because I had to mimic it. I was like, so I can go, whoosh.
Girls don't like
like that.
Now I know what's my problem has been all these years. I take my pants off too fast.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So do we have anybody? I'm like, I shared it. Oh, here
I'm getting a lot of texts. People are
Okay,
like,
I'll
Yeah.
I'm checking you. Do you have any comments?
we go. Oh, Minnie started a watch party.
No, I don't want to be. Are you able to see our feed and if people are commenting?
I see comments, yes.
Okay, I'm only seeing my watch party.
Yeah.
Okay, are people?
Let me see.
What are people
Minnie
saying?
Boom says they look cute in their outfits.
That's one of our preferences. too.
Brazil and Play Sound, don't know what that means. And Felicia Jones says hello.
That's one of ours too.
And Robin Schneider says, what do you think about Voodoo closing for a couple weeks?
Oh.
Oh,
Well, last I heard, Voodoo was not closing.
they must have just done. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
no.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm all talking all serious.
It's Friday the 13th.
It is, yes.
I left my machete at home.
Oh, darn
So
the
Voodoo closed for
I guess.
2 weeks.
I don't know.
Who's Voodoo?
It's you explain.
It's a sex club here in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, sex
Oh,
dungeon.
the place. I
Or
know
like
the-
a-
Other works.
That's
Yeah.
where Robin had his
His art.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
Or they have, I don't know. They have
He says it was
parties.
announced today.
Oh. Who is this thing?
Robin Schneider.
Robin Schneider. Doesn't he have an art gallery downtown?
Yeah,
Art
Art.
111.
Yeah, Art 111.
I know Robin. Yeah.
Go to Art
I'm
111.
trying to look at his face. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, I'm bad with names. So.
Art 111, go see him. Shout out to Robin. Give him some publicity.
Yeah.
Good song.
Of course.
I don't know if I could put my glasses on over this.
I don't think you can. And it takes away the look from.
It's pretty funny.
Well, you know, Jason is getting older.
Just a bit. How
Eyesight
was
is
Jason?
failing.
You're welcome, Robin. Anytime. Mike and I are going to invade you one first Friday.
I told him he should come to the studio one night.
You should.
Yeah.
No reason. No reasons.
It's hot in here. So I'm just reminding you that baseball's been postponed. So
Yeah, I know.
look like a catcher.
No, you look like an old-time hockey
Or
guy.
yeah, hockey goalie too.
Which just postponed.
Yeah, this is supposed to be. Yeah. So
I wish I had a puck. I could just start throwing pucks at you like that.
Everything is.
Who was leading for the playoff spots?
Well, the Blues were first in the West.
I don't care about that.
Boston was first in the East.
I like Boston.
Boston.
It's Boston. If you're
Are
not.
we back on?
After the ads.
After the ads. He's been playing a new bit from Spaceballs. What's the combination on the?
He's been playing that forever.
Oh really? I heard it for
Yeah.
the first time today.
No,
What's
it's
the combination? 1,
2.
2. That's ridiculous. That's the combination someone would have on their
Some
luggage.
idiot would have on their luggage.
That's interesting. That's the same combination I have on my luggage.
Gnarly 101.3. This is the Gnarly Dudes. We have in studio with us
The lovely and talented Bunny and Romeo
Hello
Uncaged.
again.
I remember this time.
Uncaged.
I need that
Romeo
uncaged
He
set.
needs,
Yeah.
yeah, Romeo's kind of boring.
Romeo's
Romeo
kind of-
Uncaged.
It has to
There's
be
a story behind
uncaged.
that.
And Mike Uncaged.
Mike Uncaged.
Okay, so what's the story behind Uncaged?
Well, I was actually an MMA fighter, so when I
Oh.
retired
Wow.
and decided to start taking my clothes off, I considered myself uncaged, coming out of the cage.
Alright.
And at the same time, I just got out of a nasty divorce, and that certainly felt like a cage as well. So,
Metaphoric.
yes.
So, did you do any cage matches at City Auditorium?
I did not. I was in Denver.
Did you ever go to any of the ones here?
I did not. I competed in judo at the City Auditorium a couple times.
Judo.
Yeah.
That is scary. I have seen that.
Yeah, there's actually no shopping in judo, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed.
It's a lot of. It's a lot of.
When do I learn the chop?
It's a lot of hugging.
It's a lot of hugging and then flipping.
Let's hug and then flip. Let's hug and flip.
I'm just saying.
We also have to mention that it is Friday the 13th.
Oh.
Shout out to Jason. He left me his mask from
Yeah.
when he was here in the studio last time.
Should have trashed it when I had the opportunity.
So, do you two get recognized when you go out and about around town?
Yes.
What do people
More
say to
often
you?
than not.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people just want to come up and confirm that you are who they think you are. In fact, I've been recognized a couple times out of state. Most recently in New Orleans, a random guy came up to me, "Hey, you're Romeo Uncaged. I follow you on social media." And, they just want to acknowledge that. I think.
How does that make you feel?
Kind of like a celebrity, but kind of not. Like,
Kind of like you have stalkers? Or,
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, the furthest I was recognized was in Mexico. In Mexico, I was recognized. And the way that I was recognized, I was walking down the street. There was a car coming up. They stopped, started yelling, "Bunny, Bunny Bee," and then continued on.
They didn't ask you to get in the car?
I was with my husband at the time, and he thought it was the coolest thing ever. He was like in the background, "Yes, it is. Yes, it is."
Well,
And I'm with her. You're jealous.
I'm with her.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's not bad. So occasionally they try to monopolize your time. I was at one of the drive-through coffee shops, and the guy in the car on the other side of the window recognized me and started yelling at me, and then wanted to have an entire conversation through the coffee shop while the coffee guy was trying to make our drinks, and a lot of shouting back and forth. And
Yeah.
he didn't offer to pay for your coffee?
he did not, surprisingly. Yeah.
So how did you move from MMA to this?
Well, I
Peaks and Pasties.
started dating another performer here named Foxy Dream. Hey, Foxy, if you're
I
watching.
talked to you.
But she and I both had come out of long-term marriages.
I don't know what he's trying to
He's
do.
trying to say move his mic closer to him.
Oh,
Move
gotcha.
closer to you.
So she and I had just come out of long-term messages, and we decided to start looking around at other things to do. And we went to a burlesque show to support a friend that was graduating from the Peaks and Pasties Academy of Burlesque. And I started thinking about it, and I thought, I've been in front of thousands and thousands of people in a cage or competing in judo. I was on the men's Olympic team, and I traveled around everywhere competing. But I was always super comfortable with it because I had been training for 20 plus years, and I was really good at it. And so the thought of getting up on stage and dancing, taking the clothes off I didn't really care so much about, but actually dancing and entertaining and holding everyone's attention for 3 to 5 minutes was really scary to me. So I took it as a challenge since I had just got out of this divorce and I just retired from MMA, and I thought, you know what, this could be the next thing. Like, this seems really scary. I want to conquer this fear. So she and I both signed up for the classes, and here we are sometime later. Now I've performed so many times.
Yeah.
So I kind of have lost that scary factor to it. I still get nervous occasionally, especially when I see like somebody in the audience that you recognize from your childhood. That's always the worst. Like a youth pastor has happened.
Well, have you had any embarrassing moments where somebody you weren't expecting was in the audience, and then you're doing your
Definitely.
your routine, and then you see that person, and you're like, oh,
I've never saw them from the stage, because when you're on stage, the lights are in your eyes. You don't really
Blind.
see it.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
we always say the first three.
It's like
First
just
couple
about
rows.
the time you're ready to do the tearaway pants, and you're like, oh.
There's
Oh,
no.
there's Miss Henderson from
But
first grade.
but I did see a woman who was one of my mother's best friends, and she was coincidentally dating a former youth pastor of mine, and they were in the front row one time. So that was kind of that moment.
You like,
Yeah.
So she called her mom up and says, "You know what little Junior's doing?"
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
Well, I had a follow-up to the being recognized thing. So Tim and I have been waiting for the day where we get recognized that, hey, you're one of those gnarly dudes, you know?
Yeah.
So I got recognized this week, but not for being a gnarly dude. I got recognized for my photography. I was in Walmart, and this is like, hey, it's kind of weird to see you here and not in Manitou. I'm like, who are you?
Why are you stalking me in
And I was
Manitou?
like, I didn't say that. I was just like, oh, you recognize me? And he's like, yeah, I like seeing your pictures in the paper. I'm like, all right, thanks, you know. So.
It's funny, how did you get started in this? How did you get involved with it and become...
Yeah. Well, mentioning that Lola Spitfire out there, she, before they started the troupe, they were, she was teaching, I believe it was called Girls Do Wine or Girls Night Out. She's going to laugh at me because I never remember the correct name. But basically, it was like, come learn burlesque and bring some wine. And
Does that help?
Basically what happened is a bunch of girls got together, got completely drunk downtown, learned some burlesque moves, you know, with her, and
Like the
then,
shimmy.
shimmy, you know, the boa, the grind, you know, it was basically the boa, the grind, and we would drink wine. And this was MySpace days. So this is when MySpace, and she decides to, start this troupe. I was at the first show. The first show was at the Rocket Room that now is the Zodiac. So when it was the Rocket Room, it was there. And she kept telling me, you need to join. And I'm like, I don't know. I just have fun getting drunk with you. And so I finally did about 8 months later. And joined the troupe, and then about a year in, I would assist her in running the troupe, and she would teach me all the tricks of burlesque. So, you know, it was a great mentor for both sides, and I fell in love. And then she wanted to have a family, and so she basically. After 5 years or so, had others running it with me as well. And then she says, here you go. You're it. So I run it along with Mr. Valdez, who assists, and Romeo Uncaged, who is literally my sidekick, and I couldn't make it.
I prefer the word toady.
Oh yes, he's my. I'm sorry.
Toady?
Excuse me.
Well, we gotta hear this story.
Yes, he's my toady. Why is he my toady? Because he does a lot of the work, and I get all the recognition.
Exactly.
That's kind of like how it works here.
And I
Right?
do everything that she says. Like, hey,
Yeah.
put this turkey costume on.
I know. I said you will put a turkey costume on. Or I made him be the mayor of the Munchkin Land.
Wow.
So basically, what I say he does, and I love him.
So when she handed this basically over to you, did you,
Excuse me.
were you scared to death of taking over this thing, or
It's,
had
and
dreams of-
she's still part of it, like in the background, but I just run, everything, I guess you could
Day-to-day
say.
operations.
Day-to-day operations.
Which is every day.
And I wasn't, yeah, I know. I'm trying to be like not, but it wasn't, because I had helped her basically from the beginning when I came in. And, we went through a lot of venues. I would make sure there were contracts, and I'll just tell you, we've been to extreme dive bars in the beginning, where we actually, it's a very well-known story in Peaks and Pasties. We had to walk over poop
on the floor.
on the floor. It's a very well-known story, and
I
if
don't-
you can
that's
do
all I
that.
want- that's all I want to
Like,
know.
Yeah.
in the trenches there.
We were in a changing room in the same place, and the owner had installed videos to watch us. So,
That's
you know,
not
we,
creepy at all.
yeah.
No,
So,
that's good practice.
I had been through all of this with her and setting up gigs and, you know, helping from, you know, the background. So, it's just been the norm, you know. And the Gold Room approached us about the Champagne Cabaret and had an idea for us to be there, you know, all the time. And so we created that, you know, together and built that over the last 3 years. So we've come a long way,
But good. And now you've been doing Artini every year for
Yeah,
since the
we,
beginning, right?
the last 2 years we are so proud of. We won Best Dance Troupe in Colorado Springs.
Nice.
Now,
Congratulations.
you have to figure there's
That was
ballet.
independent.
Yeah, and from the independent, you know, there's ballet, jazz.
There are some very classical dancers.
There's some very
here
classical, you know,
now.
yeah.
I'm sure they're just saying.
They're just not
They
pleased.
just should
Yeah,
have
and we
votes.
keep, and in the last 2
They
years
don't
we have,
dance.
we have beat them out, so we're pretty proud of that. Yeah, we've come a long way.
Well, thanks for
So
sharing.
has the perception is the better word of Peaks and Pasties changed over the years, over the 12 years? I mean, has
Very
it,
much
have you
so.
become more accepted by Colorado Springs and the community here?
Well, I'll tell you that Peaks and Pasties, we don't have exact numbers, but I believe we're the largest burlesque troupe in the country right now. And we are pretty well known all over the country within the burlesque community. So typically when one of our performers applies to perform out of state and they say, I'm with Peaks and Pasties, they know who we are, and it gives them, you know, that opportunity.
Yeah, I have probably performed, I have performed internationally many times, but I have probably been to, you know, this is just off the top of my head, at least 23 festivals around the world.
Yeah.
So, so there are many of us that have done that and have become internationally known. So we are known literally worldwide. There's burlesque, you know, in Belgium.
Yeah.
They know Peaks and Pasties.
Yeah.
There's, you know, wherever you could think of. So we're very well known. When we first started trying to promote ourselves in Colorado Springs, Lola had a very difficult time connecting with local news media or papers, you know, that would want to interview us or that wanted us on TV. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know. So she did make that happen with Fox 21 News and, you know, Colorado Springs Independent, and some of that outreach has gone a long way. The Gazette would have never had us in there. They happily will have us in their paper now.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have
That we
grown.
have shown that
Yeah.
it's not just a dirty booby show, it's, you know,
It's
it's
art.
an actual art.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the costumes are amazing, and the acts that we make sure go, you know, are good, okay to go on stage. You do see a great show. So, yeah.
Cool.
KFEZ 101.3 FM Walsenburg, Pueblo, Colorado Springs.
Legal station ID.
Had to do that.
I was going to throw in a news story, and this may be helpful to our friends that are in the studio with us. So maybe helpful.
They're both kind of looking at you like,
maybe.
Sure.
So this comes from the win-win situation file. Strip clubs are giving away free masks and hand sanitizer due to coronavirus.
Oh my gosh, that's the best.
So there's
At least they're
a
not closing.
there's one in Las Vegas who is giving away 50,000 bottles of hand sanitizer, and another one in Tampa giving away 10,000 masks. So
Wow.
how could you lose on that deal? You know?
What I want to know are the strippers wearing the masks? Because
See, that was,
Yeah,
art
who's
now.
wearing the mask?
I think you have more concern coming from that end,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. But
If you walk in, you get hand sanitizer and a
You
mask.
put the hand sand on the dollar bill.
Yeah, you have to
Before
clean
you-
that money.
Yeah, you gotta
too.
clean it.
Gotta clean that money. Yeah.
the strippers got to put the hand sanitizer on
Yeah,
to pick up the
yeah,
dollar.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
They're just
a
going around with one of
constant.
those garbage picker upper shabby thingies.
You know,
Pooper scoopers.
Yeah.
Usually a dog.
claw.
It's funny that you said that because we actually had an informal discussion about that. Like, do we accept the money? You know, where do we have them PayPal us the
Right,
money?
should we do electronic payments?
Yeah.
Everybody's gotta have their phones out with their PayPal accounts open.
As a
Yeah, we
joke,
can
I
just-
did not know this was
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
we
yeah.
were in the know already.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
we provide great services
Yes,
here.
thank
on the
you.
Beach Show.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're welcome.
Get the hand sanitizer. Let me talk to my chartered hair helmet.
It's all right. They're all sold. So you just get to whip out the little debit card machine and say, "Here, let me run your card for you."
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you
There you
just
go.
scoop up all the dollar
Put a little
bills in
QR
a
code on
container
Yeah.
and then have it fumigated. And,
Yeah, or I can wash them. Can I wash
I
them?
think so. I think you
I
call
think
it
you
laundry.
can and then
It's
try.
called laundry. Yeah. It's called laundry money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing illegal about it. No.
I'm Italian. I'm trying to give you the eye.
Oh, we continue on with two from the group U2 out of
U2.
Ireland to wrap up our Irish band sets from the 80s. Start off with Desire.
Too good. That was great. We did. We're having a discussion about that.
It says Desire.
Okay.
I'm going by the title.
All right.
Unless it's like one of yours that was mislabeled.
It's so funny.
There it
Oh,
is.
there it goes. All right.
Yeah.
Manny thinks we should put up everyone's Venmo.
Put up what?
Everyone's Venmo account.
What's it? Oh,
It's
for
like
that
an electronic money.
Yeah. Yeah. You paid me. What was that thing you paid me with through the bank?
Zila or something. Zila.
Zulu?
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
It's whoever U.S. Bank has.
Yeah, that's what it
I have
was.
Cash App. Cash App. Yeah. That's the best. Well, that's going well. Is it going well?
I'm
Yeah.
happy with it.
Yeah. This is
Are you
fun.
happy with it?
I hope you're having fun.
Yeah.
We could turn it up in the second hour, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have to be so
Go get those
reserved.
pasties,
You
yeah.
don't have to be so reserved.
I mean, you got Tim curious about the assholes now. I've already seen them.
Assholes can be good on the right ass, just FYI. Just saying.
Who was the gal who emceed at Artini last time?
Madam Jen, probably.
Red hair?
I think so.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was really good. She was really
she's
funny.
a classically trained singer. She's a great performer.
Yeah, opera singer.
Yeah, opera.
Oh, okay.
Hazel didn't do
No, she did the best of.
the best. I know
Is
she
that
did.
Hazel Humdinger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's,
She does karaoke at Zodiac.
Yes.
Yes.
Doesn't she bartend there too?
No.
She used to. She doesn't anymore.
Okay.
But she is. She's hilarious. Yeah.
Are the only two places you usually perform at Zodiac and Goldberg?
Currently, though we do kind of, I'm always looking for other opportunities. Like we went out to the Snooty Fox Gentlemen's Club and did a show out there for Valentine's Day. And occasionally we'll go to another venue when they approach, and depending on if we work out the details.
Are there other venues willing to have you, or just kind of still?
I turn down more than I accept
I'm
at this point. Yeah.
We're approached a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that we did that, like we've been there, and it's
You
it's
don't want you
difficult.
stepping over poop again.
No, I don't.
Really, my concerns are always like the lighting and the sound system. If they have,
It's like a really
equipment, then
an
I don't
entire
wanna-
whole producer
We
thing
have
to
a
set up.
reputation to uphold at this point. So.
Like, what's their sound system? What
Yeah.
do you have a stage? That's
Yeah, and
good.
ticket sales. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Against your audience.
How would you pay it?
We do every year. We go down to the Hot Rod Rock and Rumble down at the Pueblo Speedway, or I think is it called the Pueblo Speedway still?
Pikes Peak.
Pikes Peak
International
International
Speedway.
Speedway. Yeah. So we go down there for that event and perform. Although it's fun. It's a great time. But I think a lot of the audience has never seen burlesque, and they're not quite as open-minded. So
So you get
definitely
a variety.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we have, like the best of the access
Yeah.
of the, independent every
Yeah,
year,
we
the
do those special
RTD,
events.
so
Yeah.
it's like I think we're put in a position where we can pick and choose,
Yeah.
which is,
Good to
That's
have.
good.
Good to have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
we worked
Yeah,
hard
we
for
didn't have
that.
that choice, so.
Yeah. You just got each other. Oh, Lord. I love it.
When we used to be at another radio station, and Tim made the mistake of saying yes to my proposal to have a show on the station, and he's regretted it every minute.
Oh, I love being with you, Mike. I look forward to Fridays every
Yeah,
night. My
so
date with you.
I'm disappointed I forgot that 5 love languages thing that I wrote this afternoon, so we'll have to use it another time. One of the bits we do is called Dateable or Undateable, and I look at dating profiles on the websites,
Oh gosh, that's
and I find some that are really kooky, and so I read it, and then he's got the buzzer going, and he
Right.
buzzes, and so lately this one site I've been looking at, all these women are saying, my love language is this, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So I had to look it up, and there's like 5 love languages that obviously some woman wrote, for some,
I could probably name them.
Yeah. We all.
and so I shared them with Tim, and I said, we should have the 5 Gnarly Dudes love languages. And he's
Oh,
like, yeah. So I
yes.
actually wrote them this afternoon, and I left them on my printer. So we'll have
Whoops.
to save it for another time.
El Guapo says to come in and tell you about your show.
I'm sure you did.
You guys are sounding good. I'm digging this. I can't believe that. You were doing MMA.
Yeah.
Wow, so that's why you're built the way you are.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lean and mean, get underneath them,
Yep.
throw them over. Yeah. You're sounding better, but you guys need to eat those mics.
Oh, God.
And that's really what's going on, because when I was looking out and Romeo, once he got closer to that mic, then it sounded
Okay, we'll do that.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just don't want
That's
people.
how I do it.
Yeah, you just need to eat the mic. It depends on everybody. There are people that project well.
I do
it
not.
can be
I don't
right,
have a
and you
lot
don't.
either.
Not trying to be critical. I'm just
Yeah.
saying you don't.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
So yeah, just eat the mics and you'll be really good. But otherwise, man, I'm digging the show. You guys are getting some traction online
Oh,
too.
good.
That's fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Yay.
You need water, Romeo?
I would like some if you don't mind.
Gotcha.
Got a rum and coke?
Drink it all.
We'll take
The
one.
coke or the rum?
Yeah, we'll take one of those
Vodka
two.
Red Bull,
Yeah.
right?
You guys are all okay with anything?
Yeah.
Good. Anything?
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Do you want to do dateable or undateable or a scientific discovery?
Well, it's Cam Scientific Discovery this week.
What?
Yes.
You have time. We'll sit here.
Now can it? Making an
We'll
executive
judge.
decision.
You're making an executive decision.
Making an executive decision.
They did that with me at Playboy too.
Put you closer to the mic.
But then, like, when they were talking, I was like, it sounded like I was having sex.
Oh yeah. Really breathy and
Yeah, it's like,
out of.
Brad was listening and he's like, so talk and then get back.
Yeah.
Ready?
No.
Okay.
You're listening to the Gnarly Dudes Show. This is Mike, and I'm with,
Tim,
and we have very special guests in the studio tonight.
they are upping the show.
Well,
Yay.
yeah. After the reviews we got last week,
That's not a hard.
It's not hard. Exactly. Exactly.
so we have Bunny Bee, the famous Bunny Bee,
Hello.
and Romeo Uncaged.
You didn't say he was famous.
I was about to say that don't make Romeo mad because
He's
a
not
former-
famous. He's my toady.
Toadies can't be famous, Jim.
Toadies
Not
can't be
more
famous.
than the toader. How is that the word?
toader.
Toader.
I don't know what that word is.
Toto? No,
Toady?
toader.
Toader.
Yeah, I think that's copyrighted Toto.
Yeah.
We have any Toto on our playlist tonight?
No. His song's next, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his long distance dedication.
Long distance dedication. Oh, we forgot to mention to your friends that they could make dedications. Too late now.
Oh, sorry.
We have 50 minutes of the show, and if we run long, we run long.
I didn't want to pressure you.
Who's
Tim.
out
If
there
you're following on the Facebook feed,
that
you can
loves Bunny Bee and
request
Romeo
some
Uncaged?
80s
Make a request.
You make a dedication.
Hello.
That's so 80s dedications.
Yeah, I know. Dedication.
Well, it's an 80s station.
I got it. Yeah.
Oh no, it is.
I vote
Wait a
for
minute.
Prince. Some Prince.
We've got Prince in here.
Yes.
In fact, we'll move him up a little bit.
So, Tim asked you, Romeo, if you had any embarrassing situations dancing. How about you, Bunny? Have you had like any wardrobe malfunctions?
Janet Jackson.
You name it, I have had it. I've been doing this for 11 years, almost 12 years. But yeah, I was doing an act for Cats, not this recently, Cats the musical, for those that don't know that. And I took off my top and I popped a pasty and did not know.
If you don't know what that is, that means your pasty comes off.
Yes.
Usually
So,
with force.
but let me
Does
explain.
it make that sound, a popping sound?
It can.
Yeah, and it's very illegal for one. Two, I had a standing ovation on the left side.
Okay.
And I did not know why, but I thought, oh, I am so into this, it's so good. And then, like 5 seconds about when it was ready to end, I looked down and I'm like, oh my God. I ran back, I cried. Lola Spitfire was there, she came up to me, she's like, it'll be okay, it'll be okay, it'll be okay, just get back out there. And I've fallen during acts,
What about the Valentine's Day show?
oh my goodness,
Yeah,
just
that was just
recently.
last month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things just
A
recently
lot of things can go
happened.
bad in a burlesque act.
In a live show, things happen.
Mhm.
And
don't we know?
yes, everybody can show up now talking pasty. What happened was the guy with the sound booth. For some reason, my song skipped after about 3 minutes in. I was probably about halfway done. He then started it again.
So you had to do the whole
There's
routine
like that
again.
moment, yeah. It's like,
So I started from the beginning, halfway
show
with
must go
clothes
on.
off, and I just started to walk through the performance again, and yet again,
Skipped.
3 times.
3 times.
3
We were
times.
9 minutes in.
9 minutes in, and then it did it again. He then decided, let's just forward it. And so I was ad-libbing and just dancing up there for about 11 minutes.
And nobody noticed in the crowd.
I'm pretty sure people noticed. The funny thing
If they
is,
didn't, Bunny grabbed the microphone after.
I did.
told
I made it
everyone.
very well known. I was like, grabbed the mic and I said, you better tip me big. My song just has
Tip me
repeated
big.
3 times.
They got the bonus
Huge.
package.
I've been up here for 11 minutes. The funny thing is we sell merch at our shows. I sold shirts that night. They remembered me. I mean, I was up there for 11 minutes. How can they forget me?
So what kind of merch do you sell?
We have
Gnarly Dudes pasties.
we have pasties,
Soup.
they're not gnarly
Soup.
dudes.
See, Mike, you jumped the gun. I was going to say you suggest that.
Yeah, we do sell pasties. We sell T-shirts. We sell pictures of all the performers, like professional model shots for the performers that are performing in that show, and they'll usually sign the picture if the person wants them to, as well as some little trinkets and jewelry and things that a lot of our members are very crafty and they make.
And pasties. We do sell
Yeah,
pasties.
Yeah, pasties, jewelry, all kinds.
I'm wearing some now.
Yes. He is not, but the next show, stay tuned.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's more than we really wanted to know.
I'm sorry. It's all about sharing.
Something we do in burlesque is even the guys wear pasties, even though technically we don't have to, but in support.
It's a
of-
solidarity move,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and because it's burlesque, and that's kind of the difference between burlesque and stripping is that there's no nipples. So,
Right.
as well as the whole fact that it's apparently illegal for women's nipples to be seen, but not men's. So, another funny story about pasties is I've seen women that take photographs of men's nipples and put them on their nipples as pasties. Completely legal now, right?
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of funny stories about pasties.
Yes. Yes. There are.
So what do you do when the crowd gets out of hand? When the crowd is there for more than just what
Hose them down.
you're trying to
So
do?
there's always those situations that come up, especially when you're on stage. Most commonly, somebody will come up to the stage and either try to get on stage with you or dance with you, or they want to give you money, but they're under the confusion that you're just winging this and you can walk over and take money. The reality is you've choreographed this piece and you can't go do that or you get off on your choreo. So you can't always do that, but they'll stand there waving a dollar bill, for a full minute before they realize.
They think they're
and they
at,
just throw it and
you
walk
know,
away.
the other
Yes,
club
but-
where they need to stick it down.
So they'll
I mean,
come
but-
over and open a receptacle for you.
Right. Right.
We do have a door guy that's pretty good about taking care of those things, and also really it falls to the producer of the show who's always watching. And being that Buddy and I produce most of the shows, I'm always standing in the back, and if I see someone get up on the stage and they're just taking too long, I'll go up there and ask them to move. But definitely it has happened, and it has happened to me where you have to perform through it despite the fact that there's somebody up there with you, and you just kind of work around them.
Yeah.
show
More or less
them
just
along.
ignore them and
Try to, or you can even incorporate them a little bit, as best you
It's kind of where you, at that point, have to ad
can. A
lib,
little improv.
a little bit.
Design
Of
a little
improv.
extra leg kick in your routine.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen often, to be
No,
honest,
really.
because the shows that we've created where it's very much the MC, gives directions and instructions and tells them what to do, what not to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But, you have those few that had 5 bottles of whiskey at
Yeah.
Here's,
Yeah.
so it happens occasionally, but not often.
I think Tim was trying to ask if you had any openings for door guys. And bouncers.
Yes, we do.
Tim wants to be a bouncer for
Yes.
the Peaks Pasties.
Yeah. We can use
We
that.
can always
Tim,
use
Tim is just
Yeah.
all about you guys. He wants to do the pole dancing. He wants to be a bouncer. So see, there's that look again.
I'll make sure he
Every-
smiles like
every
that.
Every week, it's at least once I get that look.
I'm just trying to figure out how we can become sponsors for the Peaks and Pasties. They got all these sponsors on their page. I'm just trying to figure out how the Gnarly Dudes can be.
It's the
Yeah, it's
cashola.
Yeah, it's the cashola.
Well, let me talk to you after the show.
Okay.
Will be available. This is your song, your dedication. You want to send it out to anybody?
Def Leppard.
this
Yeah, this is
Def
like
Leppard
Casey
Force of Sugar
Kasem.
on me? No, and I only
Romeo Uncaged.
So I like this song, but not so much anymore because Bunny made me perform as a turkey.
Hey, turkey keeps coming up.
Yeah. This is like my worst memory of
Bunny, you have ruined the song.
I'm sorry,
Well,
she
dressed as a
remember
pilgrim
that
and
word
chased me
is
around
my
with spoons.
turkey.
Did you say it was tofurkey?
My tofurkey.
Yeah, so Def Leppard, pour some sugar on me.
Yeah. That was the best ever.
Is there video of that?
Yeah.
And it's
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah. And it was not choreographed. We had a show that was canceled that week
It was Cat.
to copyright. Yeah. Andrew Lloyd Webber.
He
found
came
us.
after us.
So,
it was,
really?
it was the best
So we had
thing
to like
ever.
last minute throw together this Thanksgiving show, and
So Andrew Lloyd Webber will not let you do any
Cats,
parody of.
he has a whole list of productions that we're not allowed to do unless we parody it. But we can't use any of the words or the music and things like that. So, or the names.
We can if we make fun of it.
Yeah.
How often do you run into that problem with other?
Twice
we've-
already.
Twice we've been shut down. Once was for Grease. The people that owned Grease came after us hard. So we had to cancel that show.
That was the worst one.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Lloyd Webber was.
Yeah.
They were like, but
We got
Grease
around that
was
one.
like,
Grease shut us down and wouldn't even deal with us and negotiate.
yeah.
So since that happened, I tend to buy the rights to things now if it's something I think that might cause a problem.
But you
Christmas
can't.
Carol.
Yeah, you can't buy rights on Andrew Lloyd
It's
Webber
pretty
because
cheap
it's
if
like
you do it ahead of time.
Andrew Lloyd Webber right now, especially when now it's filled. Maybe we could get them all now, but they were so expensive to buy, like all of his, musicals. But the Cat movie failed, so maybe they've gone down.
Hey, we have some song requests here.
Oh, yeah?
George Michael, "Careless Whisper," and Whiskey Darling wants "She Works Hard for the Money."
Oh,
Foxy Dream says an act was just born, the pole dancing bouncer. So you gotta come out dressed as
All
the
right,
bouncer,
Foxy.
security on the black T-shirt, and then then you just
And
kind of
then-
start. Oh,
And
there's
he's
a pole
got
here.
he's got
Hey, look at me.
aviators on. And,
Yeah.
yeah. I can see it now.
Okay, that would not help ticket sales. And when word gets out that
There's a market for everything.
Yep. There's somebody out there that's got a fetish
so
for
into it.
security guards.
Bounce me.
Call the police on me.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have "She Works Hard for the Money."
No.
I got "Careless Whisper." I put that in there.
What are you gonna do? Rent a cop?
I love how my Ruby Sparkle is always late to the game.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, why are you guys dressed up if you're on the radio? There's a video.
Ruby. Ruby Sparkle is great. She used to do a TV show. It was like an internet web-based TV show.
Cable access.
It was called Sparkle Nation. Yeah. Yeah.
Was it a burlesque show?
No, it was like she would go around interviewing or finding like weird things and interviewing them. So like at the time I was hosting these parties where it was clothing optional for people, so it was a chance for like nudists and people to get together. Not sex parties. There was clear rules set on that, but she wanted to come and do the show and interview all the people, and we had performances and all kinds of things going on. But
Was she under the illusion that it was going to be a sex show, and that's why she wanted to come and interview?
not at all. Not
okay.
at all. No, we were very transparent with what it was.
Yeah, it was very.
Yeah.
I mean, people. I'm sure there are people wishing for it.
Yeah.
So we're not doing scientific discovery.
Nope.
Are we doing dateable or undateable?
Sure, we can let our guests decide if to.
Okay.
Candidate.
Yeah,
What's
that'll
the
be fun.
what's the signal for the buzzer? Because you have the you have the figure on the buzzer.
Well, she can hit me. He's gonna have to do.
You're promoting violence against men, so I'm against that. Unless you really want to be hit, Tim. See, there's a fetish for everything, right?
See what I gotta deal with week in and week out.
Who's this going out to?
Mini Boom?
Mini Boom Boom.
Mini Boom?
Mini Boom Boom. Is she the one who requested that? Yeah, Mini Boom Boom.
She is.
She just had a baby. Congratulations, Minnie.
Congratulate.
Yeah.
She performed in one of my shows at 8 months pregnant.
So she gonna now start having the baby?
She had like pacifier pasties.
She
It was
helped.
great.
She helped decorate
Yeah.
the float this
Yeah.
week. That
The next
is-
show, she's gonna have the baby strapped to her.
I might run into legalities with that one. Did you ID that baby at the door? Where's the door guy?
Here he is over there.
He's the one doing the pole dance.
He looked 40.
Yeah, they
He was doing the pole dance. That's when she stuck the
they
baby.
stuck in when he was on the pole.
We couldn't get him off the stage.
Oh, Foxy Dream had to correct me. That was my show, turd. Yeah, that's right. She was the producer on that.
Volvo driving soccer mom is coming back.
Is this Gnarly Dudes mix?
No.
No, doesn't qualify.
No.
Sometimes we do what we call gnarly mixes, so we'll turn on the mic and sing along with the song.
That's fun. You guys can sing? You guys good singers?
No. That's the whole thing is we can't sing at all. We can't dance either.
I see a new act, another like a duet.
We can-
like
we can-
really bad singing and worse dancing.
I can work this out for the two of you.
What was
Very entertaining.
what was the song Bright Eyes that we did?
Yeah,
turn around, Bright Eyes. We'll let you do a gnarly mix if you want. You know, you can sing.
We do at the end of every show kind of a tradition. We play a Journey song and we all lip sync to it, like on stage. All the audience gets in on it.
They
which,
love it.
Which Journey song?
By that time, they don't care because they like filled their spirits up with alcohol
And pasties.
and pasties. Well, they've seen all the pasties.
And tassels and assholes and.
Learn something. That's my scientific discovery.
And you didn't want to do it today, so.
Do it next week.
I actually made an actual scientific discovery this week. So
Oh, you can still save it.
another medical condition.
Oh, God,
No.
no medical, not anymore. This
No,
week.
it's very interesting. So
Yeah, his medical discovery last week was about masturbation.
Oh,
What
good.
did you
Yeah.
discover?
yeah,
What'd you discover?
that
Did
it
he
helps.
masturbate?
It helps. That it helps with your immune system. It helps boost your immune system.
Yes.
Everybody better.
All
You
those
better
I tell
post
my
that
girlfriend
when
that
it's
all the
fair.
time.
all those sex hormones that
Yeah.
go rushing through your body at the right moment.
Endorphins.
and
Yeah. You get a rush.
oxytocin and all that.
Yeah.
It's good for your immune system. So see that Tim's sick all the
No,
time.
because I'm just picturing one day you're just gonna start coming into the studio, you're just gonna start masturbating because you know my immune system needs to get going,
Right?
and I don't want to sit here and watch that.
No, Tim, that's for my private time.
Yeah, that's what you say.
All
That's
the
what you
bathroom
say.
breaks. I'm getting healthy.
Or when the summer, when the light is out longer, you're gonna stand in the window and.
No, why would I do that? I wouldn't do that.
We can put a pasty on
That's
That's what we
called
need
a
to do this
dongle.
summer.
Yeah, get everybody out here.
Everybody,
Yeah,
yes.
we get a picture from inside here.
Yes.
Everybody pushed up against the window.
Yeah.
Pasties on the window.
it. That'd be
That
hilarious.
would be great.
Teach you how to twirl. You know,
See, this is what we should do something like this, and film it and put it on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you want to get all the views.
Yeah, so you helped us with views today.
You ready?
George Michael, Careless Whisper.
Should I whisper? That was a request.
Request from
Mini boom boom.
Mini boom boom.
boom. Is there a big boom boom? Is there-
I don't know.
I'm just asking. When I hear mini, there should be,
A mighty.
it's a yin and yang type of thing. When
Yeah.
there's a mini, there
Yeah, I
should
don't know.
be,
She has a little mini.
She has a mini.
She has a
She
mini.
mini.
Just had a baby. So
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is she gonna start training the baby
That's
to?
minuscule boom boom.
She's already been in a show because she was in her
The
mommy's
baby
tummy.
technically has been in a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
Wow.
8 months pregnant.
Did she get billing?
Is she
No.
internationally known?
I have contracts that say
she couldn't
specific
sign.
things.
They were trouble getting the baby to sign while it was in the womb.
Just
Yeah.
minor details. Come on.
And I don't let guardians sign
Yeah.
either.
You're being strict.
Yeah.
So are we ready for dateable or undateable?
We are ready for dateable. Well, are our guest ready for dateable or
Are you
undateable?
ready?
I think we're ready.
Okay. We have the theme song.
Yeah.
Oh, the kazoo has to come
See, he
out.
hates when I play my kazoo too. That's why I annoy him. So.
There's more.
Oh, there's more. There is way more.
Where's the buzzer at? Undateable.
Undateable.
Anybody with a kazoo?
Undateable.
We already know I'm undateable. So it is time for dateable or undateable. And the rules are that when I say something that you would find objectionable about this person, then you're to signal Tim and he will press the buzzer.
Okay.
And once we will probably get to 3 buzzes.
That's the buzzer.
That's
Got
the
it.
buzz. We will probably get to 3 before I'm finished reading.
3 strikes and they're out.
3 strikes and they're out, but
Are
that
you
doesn't
part of
mean
this?
we have to start.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I have to clarify. Can I vote also on,
Oh, yeah.
on the men?
So why don't you
Well,
I go both ways.
point at me? I will hit.
Okay. I will go.
So this is a woman's profile.
Okay.
Okay. So she says, I love music and outdoors, whether walking, and I'm reading this as it's written, so there's
Okay.
bad grammar and everything.
Okay.
I love music and outdoors, whether walking, swimming, fishing, camping, anything to do with outdoors. I've only been, BEN, in Colorado, no capital on Colorado, for 3 years. So I haven't, and she doesn't use apostrophes either, right?
Okay.
So I haven't done a lot here, A-L-O-T.
But how was weather spelled? That would be the buzzer for
oh,
me if it's.
she did spell weather properly.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
We're good.
We're still in.
we're still in?
Oh, yeah.
We're still in.
Open to anything, pretty much anything!
Oh.
Exclamation point.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Romeo Uncaged is getting
Wow.
more excited here.
Do you have her number?
I can't operate my slide whistle while I'm holding my clipboard,
That's what she said.
so. Just moved from Denver to the Springs, so looking to meet people, mingle, and see where things lead from there. I'm from Louisiana, and I have 2 sons, 23 and 18, so not too bad so far, right?
No.
Okay. So this next thing is all in caps.
Okay.
One more thing! Exclamation point. Guys, if you don't have more, all caps, than 1 pick, or you're wearing glasses in every, all caps, pick, I won't be interested. Interested, no T in there. I want to see pics of the real person, all caps, 3 exclamation points. No pics of actors or anyone other than you, exclamation point. No fake people, 4 exclamation points. Thanks, exclamation point. No nude, all capital, pics either, exclamation point. She sounds a little angry.
You know what? I filter all my photos, so when you see me in real life, it's a completely different person.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a lot of package.
Yeah, well, we're not even halfway through. So. All right, here's the one that offends me. Okay. Oh, and is every guy on here an engineer? Question mark. I'm an engineer. What's wrong with it? See, I've been telling this was a bit I was going to do for our friend Sonia at Science Riot. The problem with engineers is that we can't get laid. It's like whenever you say
Yeah.
to a woman, "I'm an engineer," the face is like,
It's
Oh.
funny
you know,
that you're
and
saying
they
that.
move away.
Because I
That's-
just saw somebody on Facebook last week that was posting, he said, "Why is it I'm an engineer and I can't get anybody to date me?"
There you go. See, they think you're like Sheldon from Big Bang.
Okay.
That's the picture that enters their mind.
Or they think you know everything and you don't.
and you're gonna correct that now.
I know a lot about engineering.
I know and know there's
Oh,
lots of fake all caps profile on both all caps sides. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
JUSSAYN.
See, I buzzed at the right time.
Just saying is a way of just
Just say it.
being rude.
Okay, now we're into this. Now we're into the second half.
The second
The
half.
second half. Hi. Period.
Okay.
So we don't waste our time. Tihis, T-I-H-I-S. This is what I'm looking for! Exclamation point. I prefer someone taller than me. See, there's the other thing.
Okay,
Taller.
definitely
Okay?
buzz that.
Yeah.
I'm 5'4".
Right? See?
So
There you go.
Yeah.
I prefer a man with hair, but come on, not all capitals if it's longer all capitals than mine. Buzz that.
Oh.
Gee, Mike, you've already got 2 strikes.
All right, this is going to offend you, Tim. Really? 3 question marks. It's not the 80s,
Oh.
nor caveman days. 4 exclamation points. Hey, come on, guys. You have to have teeth, all caps.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Too high of standards.
Wow.
Not everybody has dental plans.
That's a must. What if I'm English? Okay, that's a must. All caps. 3 exclamation
This
points.
girl has gone through some.
If you don't,
Bad time.
then please don't waste our time. I'm not trying to sound like a goody two shoes, and I'm not. But I, in all caps, prefer a man that takes care of themselves. 2 words, THEM selves. 3 exclamation points. Hygiene is a must, and again, so is teeth.
There's a story there.
All right.
There is a story
You
there.
need to know the backstory on the teeth.
Here's the last paragraph.
I want her dental records. Let's have her x-rays. Are they real?
Probably not. Happy fishing! Exclamation point, 2 question marks. Oh yeah, if you don't, all caps, have a job or a car, again, don't waste our time. I have a kid, I take care of him. I have a kid I take care of. I'm not going to take care of a grown man too. I'm from the South, therefore, THERE.
You come back now, yeah?
FOR. I tell it like it is. So, how many of you did I scare away? 3 question marks.
Everybody.
Sorry, but that's what it is. I'm too old to play games and waste time, so your skill, if you're still interested, well, contact me! Exclamation point. And, all caps, I'm not an upgraded user. One more thing.
I'm not an upgraded user.
if you're in Korea or Iraq, IRAC, or another country, all caps, do not waste your time contacting me, all caps, not interested, exclamation point, end of profile.
She sounds like she has some issues there.
I really want to date her.
I think we need to profile them.
My gosh.
I have
So much
some ideas.
emphasis on teeth.
Yeah, see, this is what we're up against. You know, it's
Or if you're,
another reminder of why I don't even try anymore.
that would remind all of us not to try anymore.
Well,
It's
so
over.
our guests have to decide now.
Oh, dateable or undateable?
Definitely undateable.
Romeo Uncaged says no.
Yeah.
Undateable.
Buddy B says no.
Yeah. I think
He
it's
struck out.
I think it's
Way too picky.
I think it's unanimous
Yep.
or unanimous,
And the
as you
stone
might
and granite
say.
There's some psychological
Yeah, this is a
wiring
very angry person.
problems
You know?
there.
Yes.
And there's a lot of profiles like this where they're just like telling you exactly how you need to be and what you need to be, and they're angry, and it's like.
Oh, I love it though. I mean, you know,
And then
entertainment.
It makes for good entertainment,
They never
yeah,
get a date.
What's that?
Yeah, I said they're the same people that are complaining that they never can get a date.
Exactly.
And you
And
wonder why.
where are the nice guys? There are no nice guys left, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. That's our conclusion.
There we go.
She's gone.
We also have to remind everybody, or maybe we don't have to remind everybody, that tomorrow is Pie Day. 3/14 is Pie Day. So,
Excellent.
Yeah.
yeah. Are you going to buy a pie?
Definitely something an engineer would say.
It is.
I'm now going to recite pi for the next 20 minutes. 3.14.
What did you say, Romeo Uncaged?
I said that's definitely something an engineer would say.
He scores!
Yay! Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
everybody should buy pie. I like pie. Don't you like pie?
Green beer and pie.
Sure, why not?
Green pie.
Green pie?
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Green
right.
pie.
Key lime
Key
pie.
lime? Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiled strawberry pie. I got a little mold on it. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I'll buy a pie tonight or tomorrow. I should.
And we should also remind everybody, coming up
Yes.
next Friday and Saturday,
Yes. Oh, wait.
Peaks and Pasties.
Pizza. Oh, pizza
Yeah.
pasties.
We actually have a lot of shows coming up.
Do share.
Okay, so
Yeah.
After our 12-year anniversary show, we are hosting kind of our internal Peaks and Pasties awards show.
Ooh.
We like to bestow awards upon ourselves, don't we all? But so it's kind of our version of the Oscars or the Grammys. You know, we call it the Pasties, of course.
Nice.
So it's our official 2019 Pasties Awards. So they're all based on acts that were performed last year. And then we do like a voting process where there's a self-nomination, and then the troupe, all 180 of us, vote on which acts get to get into the show. Then once they're in the show, they compete head-to-head against two other acts in the same category, whether it's classic burlesque, neo-burlesque, comedy burlesque, variety, or group burlesque, group numbers. Those are our 5 categories. And then they compete head-to-head, and the audience picks who should win the award. And at the end, we pull the envelope out and do the whole thing.
And that is April 4th.
April 4th.
Yes, April Fool's Day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
April Fool's Day is April 1st.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Did
told
you guys
everybody.
slip in some of that, Jack?
That was the joke, telling everybody.
Yeah.
It's April
Gotcha.
4th.
No, for real, it's April 4th.
Yeah, so April 4th.
At the Gold Room,
Gold Room.
downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty
Yeah.
good.
One night only. This is the
One
show
night
we're
only.
doing for one night.
But then, I'm so excited.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I will shimmy.
Ooh. Wait, do it in the camera.
Not in the mic. Wait. Why? What's wrong with that?
She's clothed. I mean, she's
I know.
has her
Yeah.
pasties to
You
shimmy.
can
Yeah.
still use your
Tell them
imagination.
about Fractured Fairy Tales.
Yeah, so we're bringing in a group from Chicago
My
that are
hometown.
internationally known. They are called the Vertical Side Show, headed up by Ray Gunn and Bazooka Joe. Ray Gunn is a former king of burlesque. He won, Mr. Exotic World. A few
Tim's
years
up
ago.
for that award this
Yes.
year.
He's got competition. Just let him know.
Yeah. So they're bringing their show here to our cabaret, and we're going to incorporate some of our own performers into the characters. It's called Fractured Fairy Tales. So it's kind of like a look at fairy tales and kind of a punk 80s kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of,
fashion.
you know.
Punk 80s, we're all over it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we're
all, it's definitely, yeah, if you want to come out, it's April 17th and 18th.
Yeah, 2 nights.
And
So you have 2
it's
opportunities.
one that you don't want to miss. The talent is unreal
Is that again at the Gold Room?
at the Gold Room.
Yes.
Yes.
Vertical Side Show is known for their acrobatics and variety style performances.
Yeah.
As is Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and for the ladies out there that want to bring all their girlfriends or your significant other, husband, Bazooka Joe and Ray Gunn are hot. Hot!
Do we have a sizzle sound effect?
Hot!
we don't
Is there
have-
sizzle? Can you do it, Romeo?
I did it.
Okay.
Ouch.
So that's going to be a great show. We're really excited for that.
Awesome.
So if somebody wants to become a performer,
Yeah.
what would you keep doing? If somebody wants to become a burlesque performer,
Yes, asking for a friend, right?
yeah, I'm asking.
Asking for a friend.
So So there's a couple different ways.
How do you get
that
measured
can
for
happen.
pasties?
Measure. So I used to host like an open audition kind of thing, where, 2 times a year, where anybody who either has performed before, maybe unattached to or with another troupe or whatever that's in the area, that wants a chance to become a permanent part of Peaks and Pasties, they could come and we would have a panel of judges that would decide, but we would actually turn it into a show. So we would bring audience in and they would actually perform the one night at that show, or anybody else who just wanted to give it a good old-fashioned try without any kind of formal training. And that was fun for a while, but now that we've gotten so many members within the troupe, I had to stop doing that. But we have a second option that we still offer, and that is the Peaks and Pasties Academy of Burlesque that Bunny will run in August of this year. I
And
think it
that
starts
is an
at the end of
accredited
August.
institution.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah,
Remember,
college
copyrighted, trademarked.
But that's a 6-week, roughly 6-week course where we meet once a week and we teach you everything that you need to know and build a performance so that when you graduate from the academy, we put it into a show. And you will actually get up in front of an audience and do that performance piece that you've worked on for 6 weeks. And at the end, we give you a diploma.
It's really more than 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's more like 8 weeks.
But we say 6 weeks because that's what we teach, and
Yeah.
then they go and they make up
There's
their performance.
extra bonus material.
Yes, yeah.
And is there a graduation ceremony?
Yes,
Or-
and
We
they're-
play the music and everything.
They're the best shows. I mean, because they're so nervous and
Oh, yeah.
everybody's
Everybody
just,
turns out for them.
yeah, everybody's there for them and everybody's screaming and yelling for them, and then they get all the confidence that they need
Nice.
to keep doing it.
Great positive experience for people.
Yeah.
They love it.
So how many people have gone through your academy and then stuck around to become part of the troupe?
You know, I would say probably like out of a class of 24, maybe.
Yeah, we maybe retain 15 of them.
Maybe
in the
15,
long
which
run,
is-
and then as it gets longer and longer,
Then
people move
a few-
away or
A few will.
yeah. So for example, the class that I went through started with I think 22. We graduated with only 8. I think they
Mhm.
dropped out in mid session. And
It's those midterms.
of the
midterm
8,
exams, right?
I think
Yeah.
there's only 2 or 3 of us still actively participating. But that's been a while. so-
And the thing is that a lot of people do it for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know, they just want to do it for their significant other, maybe.
Right.
You know,
Right.
uh,
or as therapy.
or-
even for,
or
some
therapy.
kind
To,
of-
to get over a fright of
Yeah.
performing in front
or
of.
to take
Or,
back their sexuality.
Yeah, honestly, to feel better about their bodies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably number one.
Yeah.
Is to definitely feel good about who they are. And we really, the first class, when they come in, I target that like immediately. And so we talk about each body part and what they don't like, and I make them love it. And, you know, if it's their tummy and they're like, I don't like my tummy, I will make them love it and just look in my eyes. So we have a moment, you know, and
I need to love my tummy.
yes, you've got to love it.
Oh, there you go.
So, you know, that's really definitely the founders, you know, kind of mission when she started all of this was, you know, to accept all.
Yeah.
No
We've
matter what.
run those academies twice a year for quite a few years now, and so we've slowly built up our membership. Right now, this year, we determined to only do it once this year because we do have so many members, and we seem to be retaining more and more from these classes that are on now that we have the cabaret, and it offers more opportunities to perform.
So the biggest thing out of this is loving your body, getting the
Yes.
performers to be comfortable with their body regardless of their body shape, size.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it goes more with shape. You know, there's age. There's you know, lots of reasons that we don't like our body because of what society places as what's perfect. So, you know, there's a lot of different images that people have about themselves because of what society places on them. And we teach them that no, and to really watch it, I cry at every graduation, literally every graduation, because you watch it and you see them grow through it, and then they are just dancing up there like, you know, I don't care that 100 people are watching, you know, this is me.
Right.
That's cool.
We get a lot of people that have gone through like some life issues, whether it's sexual assault or like a really bad divorce or something, and they want to reclaim their sexuality and kind of get up on stage and say, this is me, this is who I am, you know, take it or leave it kind of thing, and it's very empowering to them.
That's fantastic.
Very emotional. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So talking about body shapes, and we just did the undateable or undateable bit. On the women's profiles, they have a selection for curvy. Why isn't there a selection for curvy for guys? Because real guys have curves, right?
Well, now there's this whole new phrase called dad bod. So
Right.
is there one of those on
That's
there?
a good
Dad bod?
answer.
No, there's
Dad
no
bod?
no selection for that.
Well, if you wanted to get deep into this,
We have 10 minutes.
it's called Society, Media, and Magazines.
Madison Avenue.
Women are objectified way differently than men.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and the fact
it's
that's
true.
kind of going back to how burlesque started, because women didn't have a voice in society. They didn't get listened to when they spoke, so they determined, hey, how can I make men listen to me? Oh, I'll take my top off, and there you go. Now I can make a statement, whether it's political or feminist or anything that I want to get across to the audience. They're paying attention because my clothes are off. So
Yeah, and there were some powerful women that were burlesque performers / strippers of what you would think of today. Sally Rand, look her up, one of the most powerful women that could do basically anything, but she gained that basically by getting arrested. So like it's really interesting to look at the burlesque history and see how they empowered women to who they are today. So, yeah.
And I think that's something that's lost. Too many people just, as we said earlier in the show, or started out with the show, the association with burlesque to basically being a stripper,
Right.
or a step above a stripper, but it's a lot more than that.
yeah, and we see that rift all the time, even within the performance community, where one kind of says negative things about the other, and the reality of the situation is that we're all doing the same thing, just different ways of doing it, and we need to stop shaming each other or looking down on each other for one versus the other. And in fact, a lot of burlesque performers also strip in clubs, just for the money aspect.
Yeah, you don't want to shame strippers. They've, especially if you're a woman, they have led the way for us in many aspects to what we can do today.
But so many women do. So many women do shame
Yeah, they
the
do.
strippers.
Yeah, and we should be loving them because
I love them.
me too. We will go together.
Okay.
Yeah.
We go to the place where they're handing out the masks.
The sanitizer.
Yes, they're handing out
Face masks.
face
Face
masks
masks
and
and sanitizer.
hand sanitizer now.
And
Strip clubs.
maybe
At strip clubs.
some of the clubs, the dancers should be wearing latex outfits.
Yeah.
I know Whiskey Darling is watching. Whiskey Darling.
Hi, Whiskey.
Get
Hi, Whiskey.
on that mask issue as well as the hand sanitizer.
Also,
Thank you.
she wanted you to know that she has a dog named Kazoo.
There is a dog named
Jesus.
Kazoo.
I am a member of the international.
Don't encourage them. Don't encourage them.
Yeah, and
International
it's a
Players
corgi
Association.
with a nice
The corgi.
ass for assholes.
Yeah. The corgi. But...
A
That
corgi.
goes out to Kazoo.
Hey,
Corgi.
Whiskey.
If people want to learn more about Peaks and Pasties, where can they go?
They can go to peaksandpasties.com, or our Facebook page has a lot of traffic on it, as well as we are on Instagram. We are on farmersonly.com. No, I'm just kidding.
There's only
Christian Mingle, all of those.
All of those. No, we are not.
Fish in the sea.
We're all over social media. So
Please go to
really,
champagne-cabaret.com to see the cool shows we have coming up. Look at how these arms are. I'm so passionate. Also, you can follow us seriously on every social media site: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Or even our performer profiles. Like I'm on Instagram as Romeo Uncaged. I'm on Facebook as Romeo Uncaged. Follow me, and I promote all of the shows and put out links out there.
Bunny
everything.
B. Brackle.
And you guys make special appearances like at the parade. I photographed you guys at the coffin races.
Oh, yes.
Were you at the Mardi Gras this past time?
I was not at that one, but yeah.
I was actually at Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Yeah, he was in New Orleans,
well,
so
cool.
I know.
Oh, look at you!
I was actually sick.
So are you gonna be in this year's coffin races?
We are going to be in this year's coffin races. I'm trying to think what else will be.
I make a good Emma, by the way, because I'm really good at laying around doing nothing.
Our coffin has crashed the last couple years in a row, so Emma has taken a nasty spill.
I think
Actually, Bunny and I have.
I was going to say it's the two of us that have taken spills.
Well, the time I photographed you was not this last year, but the year before. And I do believe I remember some mechanical difficulties.
Yes.
Maybe a wheel coming off or something like that.
It locked up.
It locked up. I went.
See, this is why
I
you need
kind of looked like I
engineers.
was going into home base, literally in the middle, and Romeo did a flip over me. I mean, it was entertaining.
Yeah,
I will have to look in my archives to see what photos I have.
That was and
I think I got you limping towards the.
Wow.
There is footage of this. You've been looking for it.
I know there was somebody that lost the wheel and they just picked up that end of the coffin and just walked it to the finish line.
That was us. Yes, that was us. We attempted to make that better this past year.
Yeah, we actually hired a professional.
Yes, the benefits of engineering.
We did complete the race. We did complete the race.
Yeah.
But no, you weren't there.
I wasn't there.
I think yeah.
I think he was there, the one I photographed.
Oh yes, he was.
Yeah, I was there.
I was pushing along with him.
That was the year we all dressed as Dracula.
Oh yeah, we were Dracula.
promoting
Yeah,
the
we were
show
Dracula.
that we were doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I was Dracula in a tutu.
Nice.
Yeah, which did not bode well for the crash. I had road rash in unspeakable places. So.
I had a chest rash.
Yeah.
Who did you get to rub salve on your rash?
Wait, I don't remember that.
Good stage hands.
Yeah.
That's another position that Tim's volunteering for.
Right. So much work for him at Peaks and Pasties.
Well, he puts in the extra effort every time, as you can tell by the show.
Yes, I appreciate it.
He once he gets motivated to do something, there's no stopping him. So.
Romeo Uncaged, Bunny B. Thank you very much for appearing on the Gnarly Dudes. We greatly appreciate it. Please come back. We'd love to have you back.
We would love to
Bring
come
your
back.
friends.
We will
Light
in the
outside.
summer,
Yeah.
so you guys can all stare at us through the window.
Well, you don't even have to wait till the summer. You can bring the friends in here.
Oh, we can bring them all in
do like
here.
a car wash. We could do that right out here.
Yeah, we could do a car wash.
All the girls
Oh,
get in
we'll be
bikinis.
back. Stay tuned.
This is the Gnarly Dudes at Gnarly 101.3 FM. Thank you for listening. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and you can find us on YouTube now. Have a great evening and a great weekend.
Bye.
Why is it playing a second time?
I know.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, thanks, guys. That was fun.
It was fun. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Is that what you're wearing tomorrow? Since this is all we have. That's all I have.